Hi there, thank you so much for clicking on this video, but before we get started, I just want to let you all know that I was recently on a collab video on my friend Flaming Quilava's channel, so if you want to hear us talk about our top 10 favourite games for the Nintendo Switch, there'll be a link in the description and at the end of this video.
Man, I can't believe you actually ate that whole zebra. Joke's on you for picking something I have a lot of experience with. Don't tell me about that. So, truth or dare? Truth round didn't go too well last time, so I guess dare it is. I dare you to make more original music in Wii Music. James, no. Don't do this. You have to do the dare, James. But I locked it away after the first time. Then unlock it away. I don't know. Do the dare. James, this isn't funny. Do the dare. Hello, it's James here, and I thought it was done. I thought I got rid of it. I thought it was out of my life. I locked it in a cage to make sure it couldn't get me in my sleep, and now here we are. You see, we take truth or dare extremely seriously here in the James household. I mean, just take a look at other James. He refused to replace all his hair with mini cheddars, and now look where he is. I'm in Hull. I don't want to end up like that. So I guess this is my only option. It's Wii Music or it's nothing. But hey, I mean, you lot responded really well to my last torture session, so at least that's something. But I guess I better fire up the old Wii U and let the fun begin. Oh, and by the way, I put out a poll on your Twitter to decide what song you'd change. Oh, you hacked my Twitter? Don't hack my... Just show me the results. Right, so I'm doing Wake Me Up, B4, Ooh, Go Go. Am I getting that right?
Oi, don't blame me for character limits.
Fine, well, for today's video we're going to use the same criteria as we did for the last video to determine how well I do. So, how well made the piece is in terms of timing, instrumentation, etc. and how different it sounds from our bass song, in this case, Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. And once I'm done, I suppose James will be the one to judge how well I do on those things, as he is the one who has decided that my mental state means nothing. I think one of the main things I learned last time was to change the tempo. I assume the fast option up here is just double time, so I'd probably end up going the same speed, but we'll go with this one. I do want to go for a quicker tempo so I can get this over with, and we will start once again with the percussion part. I'm going to go the same thing I did before, so I'm going to go with the tambourine, and I don't know if this is going to make sense, but the way that I want to do this is with the tambourine, I sort of want to have it on beats 1 and 3, because in the song, the emphasis is on beats 2 and 4. So if I do it on 1 and 3, and then I'll be listening to that as I'm making the other parts, it might sound a little bit more different. I don't know if that will work, but it's just an idea that I had. To be honest, it's kind of annoying that I even need to do that part, because I'm not actually going to keep it in the main piece. I'm going to do some other percussion thing to make it more interesting. But the reason I'm doing that is basically just to have a metronome for all of the other parts. It's just to keep me in time. That's literally it. And it's kind of annoying that this game doesn't have a metronome that you can put on so that you can hear when you're supposed to play. It's really bizarre for a music game to not have a metronome at all. There is no metronome in options that you can turn on. It's weird. It's very strange that it doesn't have that. Next I'm going in with the bass, and for most of these instruments what I want to do is have ones that use the 1 and 2 buttons like this. First of all, it's a lot more precise. Second of all, as a brass player, it feels way more natural. I can do a lot more with it. For the bass, I'm going to go with the tuba, because the tuba is the best instrument. The one they have on here doesn't sound great, but whatever. It's the only real bass instrument that at least I've unlocked that uses the 1 and 2 buttons. If I want to use a bass guitar or a double bass, I have to like strum like that. And I have an idea for a rhythm that I want to do that just doesn't really work too well with the strumming. I know that it's just going to get out of time. So yeah, let's do the tuba part. So that didn't go bad. I think it might turn out well. I might have got out of time at some point. I'm not exactly sure. I'm gonna go in with the chord now. I think for this, I think I used clarinet in the last video, so I might use flute. Although I used flute in the last video as well. I'm definitely not using recorder. I think I'm gonna go with clarinet. I'm not sure where I used it in the last video. I know I used clarinet in the last video, but we're gonna use it as a chord this time. Again, I've got another rhythm in mind that kind of worked with the other one, so hopefully that will sound okay. Let's just give it a go. So I'm actually going to go with the melody now. I'm going to use trumpet for this, I think. I didn't use trumpet in my last video. And I have an idea. I've got some sort of rhythm in my head. I don't know the notes it's going to play, but I have an actual melody part, like an actual tune that it's going to have, and then the harmony will join in with that, which is why I want the melody to go now. I would normally add this like second to last, which I probably will actually redo this after everything else is done, like I'm going to do with the tambourine part. So yeah, this part won't be final, but I just want to see if the tune idea I have works really. So yeah, and then that will also help me with the harmony part, which I'll do after this. So there were a few little issues with that part that I need to sort out when I redo it, but it doesn't matter really because it's not the final thing that's going to be in the final piece. I'm going in with the harmony now. I'm going to do some different stuff. I'm going to play the tune with it, and then we'll also do some other stuff as well as that. I'm going in with saxophone for this. Saxophone was the melody in my last video. I like the saxophone, it's a good instrument. So I'm going to use it again. Not bad, not bad. I gave it a little solo as well, but I also just remembered that I was going to do a syncopated ending. I was going to have it like cut off and then the final note would come in. If you don't know what syncopated means, it's like an offbeat. I was going to do that, I completely forgot to do that, and I don't want to redo all my parts now. So that's kind of a shame. I was going to do that to make it more interesting, but whoops. The saxophone part isn't bad. I have it like not in at all. It has a bit of a rest at the start, just to keep it feeling different, I suppose. So yeah, hopefully that will turn out good. Again, I'm going to redo the trumpet part, I'm going to do the drums now, and then after that, I'll do the other percussion. I don't know what I'm going to do for that yet, and then I'll redo the melody. And then the piece will be complete. For some reason, I always find the drum part the most difficult to do. Something to do with just the swinging. I just don't find it very natural. It seems to have a delay. It's hard to control what you're hitting. But yeah, I don't think that went too badly. I did actually restart it halfway through because it wasn't going very well. Got out of time, but for the other percussion, I'm actually going to do a marching snare. And I'm going to try and find interesting places to put this. Should be interesting. I believe that went pretty well. All we have left to do is to redo the melody, and yeah, then we're completely sorted. That marching snare part actually went pretty well. I found some interesting places for drum rolls and cymbal hits. It didn't go badly at all, actually. I managed to stay in time the whole time, just improvising different rhythms. It didn't go too bad. So there we go. We have completed the piece. It's time to give it a rating and to make a sleeve, which is the best part. Yeah! Yeah, that's good. So before we listen to this masterpiece, I think we should listen to a little bit of Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, just so we have a better idea of how to compare the two in terms of how different they sound. So, yeah, let's do that. Can we do that? Cool, let's do that. And now that that's done, let's listen to the track that I made. I actually think that turned out really well, although it doesn't sound that different from Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, because this is actually a pretty difficult piece to work with. It's a very iconic song, and if you hear something that sounds even a little bit similar to it, you're probably going to recognize it as that song. In terms of the other stuff, I think timing was pretty good actually. I think the drums might have been a little bit out, but it's not that big of a deal. I think all the instruments I chose work well together. It's got a strong tune, I guess. It works, it all fits together in terms of the way that the piece is structured. It is so difficult composing when you have no idea what notes you're gonna play. It's very strange. It's a weird thing to do. It feels weird, but it's kind of interesting in its own way. But yeah, I'm still never gonna play Wii Music again. I guess we've gotta ask James what he thought. James? What do you think? Do you actually think that was okay? That was the worst thing I've heard since the reviews for Star Fox Zero. I regret daring you to do that now, and I don't think I'd mind if you dared me to cut off my own ears. You call that music? I call it bad. Are you kidding me? I put in so much work for that stupid dare and you didn't even like it. I put myself through so much pain playing Wii Music, and that wasn't even enough for you? You put that track at #1 in the charts and we get to #1 in no time. You know what? I'm sick of this. I'm sick of you and your weird hat. Why are you wearing that? It looks like a dead jellyfish on your head. What's up with that? It looks stupid. You look stupid. You know what? I dare you to go to a deserted island, like really far away. Like at least 10 kilometers away. James, you can't be serious. You either go to a deserted island or you do a push-up, your choice. Damn, I guess deserted island it is. Alright then, go. I don't want to see your face. I'll take the mirrors too then. See ya. See ya. I'm sorry you had to see that. Please tell me what you thought of my Wii Music track that I made, and also tell me any traumatic experiences that you've had with Wii Music. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe down below. If you want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, they are linked in the description. I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye.